The last year and a half we've been, or certainly myself, been getting a lot more into the VMware technologies, coming along, meeting people in the, my peers, that kind of thing, getting abreast of some of the new technologies, meeting different people. A lot of it's networking, also meeting a couple of old friends that I've got, so several reasons really. But a lot of it is getting familiar with the VMware community, I think. I tweeted the other day, probably mistakenly, that I asked why isn't there a VMUG Bristol, and I got the reply, well, why didn't you set one up? So a couple of the guys that replied to me, and then we started having discussions in Twitter, have come here, so we're going to be catching up here, so it's sort of a perfect place to meet up. But also, Eric Sleuth being here, although that wasn't the primary reason for coming, that was just sort of an added bonus. Again, a lot of it's just for networking and seeing how the whole VMUG community is. Where we work, lots of people have their own devices, and you've got your own bring your own device stuff in, and it's how to efficiently do that. I can see that becoming really, really good. I'll take Horizon, for instance, which I was aware of, and having spoken to a few VMware guys before, that's exactly the kind of thing that, certainly from a business point of view, for the company that I work for, will be very beneficial. I mean, guys, they use a plethora of different technologies. You've got Apple, Android, Microsoft. Being able to link in, doing all of that kind of thing on the road, mobile, or whether in the office, being completely technology agnostic, all that kind of thing. Being truly interoperable, whatever the appropriate word is, that's the kind of thing that I'm really excited about in terms of end user. Storage will be a massive challenge for us. It's growing, and we have to hang on to data longer and longer and longer. And doing that in a way that, even if you're archiving stuff, that it's immediately accessible. That having something that can store infinite amounts of data that's readily accessible but stored in a cheap manner, and there aren't many that can do it all. And the sector that I'm in, which is the SME sector, it's quite a challenge to find the right solution for that. So storage, yeah, that's the big one.